Got no place to go, but there's a girl waiting for me down in Mexico. What do you think about 30 seconds before you lose people if you have a horrible voice like me? Maybe 60? No, maybe about 45 seconds before people start leaving the room. I got in 2 lines. That is a song from the Counting Crows, which reminds me not only of the 90s, but it reminds me of when I was single and here in Los Angeles, all the stretches of singlehood. And just, I remember listening to that song and it just felt like warm tea, hope, escape, paradise, Mexico, getting away. And that song reminded me of this last weekend when I got married. We got married in Mexico, and it was a magical weekend. Anyway, I thought to myself, I should document because that's what I do, and I should put my my wedding speech, turn it into a podcast episode so I could have it, just have it a part of my collection. And then I thought to myself, yeah, but John, that's so personal. Like, do you have to record everything? And then I thought to myself, well, I want to talk about what I said and why I said it. And yes, it is personal. I wasn't going to do it because it is personal. And I thought, but it's gonna challenge people maybe, because the whole point of this wedding was we wanted it to be a celebration. We didn't want it to be kind of like the conventional wedding, so no white dresses and no bridesmaids and a best man, all the things. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that type of wedding. I think partly because my wife is 40 and I'm 51, and we just wanted something different, and something that felt more honest to us. And so we thought, let's make it more about celebrating love instead of putting the weight on the promise. And also, if you don't know my story, I have been married before, and the first time I was young, and we were just two kids who thought this is what we were supposed to do. And it was it was 150 people on a farm in Oregon, and lots of praying and sitting up and standing up and sitting down, and it was just very. She was Christian, so it was lined with a lot of religion and prayers and violins and the giant wedding cake and all that. So I did that. Vanessa has not, but Vanessa also is someone who never wanted to get married or have kids. So her even deciding to get married was big. And then we thought about, like, what would that look like? Not like what it should look like, but what would it look like for us today? How do you want to celebrate? And so we thought Mexico and fish tacos and margaritas and our closest friends, and let's just keep it kind of small, intimate, 50, 60 people on the beach, and let's celebrate our friendships. Let's have a great time. Oh, the other thing we did, which I really applaud Vanessa for doing, she said no kids. And I was like, what? No kids? No one's going to show up. Most of our friends have kids. And I'm so happy she said that. That was the right call, because it forces people to leave their kids at home. They get there and then they're so grateful. They're so grateful that we made that decision, because they could be away from their kids and just have a good time. Or else it would have been like I think it would have been a lot of parents stressed out trying to watch their kids and not being present. Speaking of presents, I announced that we called it the non-rehearsal dinner. I announced that let's think of a safe word to make us present, and I asked Vanessa what that word would be, and she picked polenta. So the safe word of the weekend for us to remind ourselves to snap back and be present was polenta. All right, so here's what I said. Let me find it here, and now I want to just talk about what this means to me and why I said these things. Today, we gather not just to celebrate the love between Vanessa and I, but to embrace the love that lives in each of you, friends and family who have walked beside us from all corners and chapters of our lives. Because what we're choosing to celebrate today isn't just the love between two people, it's a tapestry of love woven by all that have touched us. Our love is richer, fuller, with greater capacity because of your love. So, thank you for sitting here with us and being a part of the story. Vanessa, you have made me grow in ways I didn't know I needed. I also, I think a part of me documenting this is just the announcement for my love for Vanessa. I know for many these are very personal things, but I'm kind of I've become over the last 20 years more of a. I guess when I started my blog and started talking about my feelings, I just have become more. My inward journey has become public, if you will, and obviously our love is a huge part of my story. So I wanted to announce because it's honest and because it's where I'm at and it's a part of my story. Vanessa, you have made me grow in ways I didn't know I needed and continue to redefined what love means and could be. You continue to give me corrective love experiences, becoming handrails to my becoming. I didn't say wheelchair, I said handrails. There's a difference. I think I got like 2 laughs. I don't know with that part. My promise to you today isn't the till death. I want to be the one person in your life who doesn't need anything from you, who you can go to a party with and say, I'll see you when I see you. And that knowing earned is all we need. Is all we need to know because it took so many expired relationships, love lessons, and therapy to get here. And it's built on respect and trust and two people who are together by choice, not fear. So the reason why I said I want to be the person in your life who doesn't need anything from you. I know that to most people that is definitely not romantic. It sounds kind of strange, but with our story, it's something that I know matters to Vanessa. I think autonomy and being her own person. It's something that she really values and she defines as love. And me being anxious, me being a grabber, me thinking that two people sitting in a hot tub instead of their separate bathtubs is what I thought was romantic, but of course is, unhealthy. And I feel like that's what I want to strive to be that person, right? I want to strive to be the person in her life who doesn't need anything from her. So for many, that doesn't mean much. For many, that might even be a turnoff. But knowing Vanessa, I said that because I think that's to her that would be romantic. I think. I don't know. And then, of course, to talk about love being, of course, built on respect and trust, and two people who are together by choice, not fear. I think that's huge. I think Vanessa and I included. I think most of us have been in relationships because we were afraid. We were afraid to be alone. We were afraid to, rock the boat. We were, for all our fears, right? And so to be with someone else by choice, and this choice is a daily choice, right? Not because we're afraid. That's the kind of love that I would like to build, that we have built. You're the fire I stand with, the storm I face, the truth I choose. You're not the picture perfect. That was the lie that we were sold. You're the cracks that let the light in, the shadow that reveals, and the mirror that shows me all the parts I've tried to hide or didn't know. Simply put, you are the greatest catalyst in my life. Thank you for the real thing, the messy, the beautiful, the uncharted map we're drawing together. Fuck forever. What matters is now. And right now, today in Mexico, I choose you. And then I ended with this for our little nugget. She's actually a chicken strip now. No longer a little nugget. She's growing very fast. And finally, where's our little nugget, Logan? You're almost 5 now. And so you'll remember this, and I want you to file it as a reminder that you don't have to wear a white dress in this world. You can do things out of order as long as it's honest to you. Have a taco truck at your wedding if that's what you want. The only thing we ask is that you invite us. Yo yo, that's my nickname for her. When she was younger, she couldn't say Logan. She said yo yo, yo yo. I hope you have the courage to explore love in all its edges, because that is what this life is about. Not the postcards we try to trace or the shoulds we try to live. Daddy tried that and used to be a miserable fuck. I think I cried there. When I said miserable fuck, oh man, in that moment, you know how you play things back. I thought about my life and how far I've come and who I used to be, and just tears streaming down my cheeks. Our nation is fatherless, and my promise to you today, baby, is that you will never be. I ended with that because it's something that's always been, and it's baked into my story when I was working in nonprofit, seeing all the teenagers struggling with addiction, and the common thread, hundreds of them, over 5 years, me working with, the common thread being that none of them had fathers. Dad was either not present or physically not in the house. And then, of course, growing up, every woman that I've dated, and including Vanessa, dad was never in the picture, and so I really believe we live in a fatherless nation. So a lot of my work has been not how to be a good father, because I struggle with that and I'm learning, but just the fact that we don't have dads in this world. We don't have present dads, and so just to be there, right? That's my ask, is just to be there, to be present. My ask, but also my note to self, meaning it's also something I struggle with, and I also understand how hard it is to be a parent. And I get it. I think a lot of our parenting journey is about us walking in the shoes that our parents did and realizing what happened and why, having more understanding, empathy, about what happened, right? So, I mean, shit. If I was 25, had a kid, and was trying to figure out myself, and at the same time was trying to, juggle a relationship and being a dad, I mean, I don't know if I don't know what I would, I don't know if I could have done it. I mean, definitely would not have been good at it. So anyway, that was my speech. And I really, I really wanted it to be, we had our own speeches. She also had a very beautiful speech for me. And I think because I'm technically on paper a writer, I felt a lot of pressure to do a lot of tap dancing and be poetic, and it was really hard for me to just sit down and write something that wasn't fluffy. Buddy Wakefield, a good friend of mine, he married us. He did the ceremony, and he's a world champion, a 3-time world champion spoken word poet. So there was no way I was going to compete with him. And I remember thinking, fuck, if he's going to say something, and he said something beautiful and amazing, of course, I'm not going to try to write something that is poetic, because there's no way he's gonna outshine me for sure. So I said, just John, what's honest to you? Just write something honest, man. Don't try to tap dance. Not today, And so that's what came out. So part of my struggle with this whole thing was like, to not perform, to write something that you're okay with, and not for this, not wear the hat of a writer, but just be present and tell us how you feel, what's important to you. Anyway, thank you for listening. And, a couple other revelations about the weekend. I got to say, it was the second time in my life that it just felt like I walked into a postcard. It was very organic. I had a moment. By the way, this is the part of Mexico. Fuck, I forget what it's called. It's kind of new and thriving, up and coming. It's close to Cabo San Lucas, but it's not Cabo San Lucas. Like Cabo San Lucas is kind of the kids' table. I feel like because it's a lot of frat boys and parties and debauchery. It's the poster, the mayor, not literally, but kind of the mayor I see for Cabo San Lucas is Sammy Hagar, right? So that's Cabo San Lucas, and this is kind of the grown-up next door. That's a little more kind of like becoming like a Tulum, and it's got really nice restaurants and gorgeous beaches and breezes and palm trees, and it's San Jose del Cabo, I think it's called. But anyway, we were on the beach. The wedding was on the beach. In kind of like a marina next to El Gonzo Hotel, really cool, trendy hotel. And I had a moment where I was standing there, and the weather is just picture perfect. Like you couldn't ask for better weather. It was like breezy in this, high 70s. Sun's about to set, and there's in the distance, in the background, there's kids playing on the beach, the private beach, and we have tacos, margaritas, colorful decorations. And I remember just standing there taking it all in, and it really felt like um, walking into a postcard. And I only felt this way twice in my life, this wedding, and once when I post-divorce, when I went to it's ironic. The two times I felt this was once post-divorce and once the recently my wedding. But the first time was in Mexico, and it was in Florence, and then Quinta Terra, I think it's called, where the houses are pastel color on the side of a mountain. I mean, it's a famous postcard picture. I remember being in that area in Italy, and like it just felt like I had walked into a postcard. And by the way, Florence, Italy is just the whole city's just art. You're walking into art. It's where the David is, and cobblestones and buildings that were like hand carved, and it's magical. And so that time, and then this weekend in Mexico, are the only two times I really felt like I walked inside a postcard. And it's the best way to describe it, the experience. It felt dreamy and surreal. Um, and I think my revelation with this is when things feel this way, you have like a spiritual vibe. It feels like it was meant, right? I find that when things are organic, when things are seamless, when you are there and then you're not, and then you remember and it doesn't seem real. You know what I'm talking about? When you get to a place and you don't know how you got there and you're magically there. Like those experiences in life, um, they're so meant. They just feel so meant. Like anything organic. And we could also, talk about friendships, right? Like when you meet someone, it just feels kind of seamless. Look, not that it's going to just be that, because, there everything in life has ups and downs and sideways and all that. But those moments, right? Those moments where you meet someone and it feels just organic, and you collide with someone. Um, it just feels like, yeah, I meant to meet with this person, or I meant to have this be at this event, or and so the weekend felt very organic, which to me is just a nod from the universe that I am where I'm supposed to be. Anyway, thank you for listening. Be well.